Before it was gourmet, viral, or worthy of a daily special board, the sandwich was simply a solution.
If it's right, perfect in your hand.
A way to take everything good on a plate and stack it into something you could eat with one hand. Legend has it the Earl of Sandwich came up with the idea. Refusing to leave a card game, he tucked his roast beef meal between two slices of bread. Cards in one hand, a roast beef sandwich in the other. When you're looking at a sandwich, what are you looking for?
Value, size. Can I fit this in my mouth?
Fast forward a few centuries and the sandwich has evolved from simple slices of meat to full-on culinary storytelling. At the Modern Butcher in Danvers, Massachusetts, the story is written behind the butcher block.
And that will give you your picnic.
This is whole animal butchery. Cows, chickens, pigs, all broken down in-house. And the advantage for you to doing this versus buying it already pre-butchered?
Yep, control. I know everything these animals did their whole life, and then it's on me to use everything on the animal.
All the meat comes from within 150 miles of the shop, and nothing here is wasted because nothing's treated like an afterthought.
If I'm not selling shoulder because of the slower part of the year, this shoulder is going to get turned over to her into a sandwich.
It's careful, hands-on work.
So you can tell the care, the thought, the love that was put into it.
Warren and Lisa Means are the owners, and their path to this award-winning shop is a little unconventional.
So previous to this, I was in pathology for 10 years, kind of reevaluating my life. I kind of took a step back, like, what am I good at? What do I love? I love food. I have knife skills. It kind of just added up into the butcher thing.
And what started as a career pivot quickly turned into a lifelong plan, all by the end of the couple's third date.
And I said to her, I was like, I want to open a butcher shop. And she's like, I want to open a restaurant without opening a restaurant. And literally on the third date, we're like, we're doing this.
After studying under a whole animal butcher in Western Massachusetts, the couple opened and quickly outgrew their first shop in Newburyport.
So the sandwich thing came from back to the apprenticeship that we had. Their thing was they were doing 20 sandwiches a day.
The Means said, 20 sandwiches a day? We can do that.
Then COVID happened. And then sandwiches went from 20 to 40 to 60, and it was just a rocket ship from there. And then it was, okay, now we have a sandwich shop.
And somewhere along the way, pregnancy cravings turned into sandwich inspiration.
We would lay in bed at night, and I'd sit there with a notebook and just write down every single thing that she was thinking about and craving. It was like a magical power. I mean, she still has that magical power now, but like, it was superpowers then.
Every morning, Lisa posts to the Modern Butcher Instagram account, giving customers a sneak peek at the sandwich of the day.
All right, what's up?
Today, a chicken pho sandwich. You're making soup into a sandwich. This I have to say. I've had pho. I've never had it as a sandwich before. All the ingredients of pho, but make it handheld. The Earl of Sandwich would have had to put his cards down to eat this one. Here we go. That's fantastic. And regulars know there's one day a week when things get a little wild. Saturdays are North Shore Beef Day, an iconic sandwich in the Commonwealth.
Saturdays are the scariest day of the week. We do anywhere from 300 to 350, and they have to be perfect.
The line stretches down the block for this once-a-week specialty.
It's humbling every Saturday.
We raise everything right here at the farm. Everything is processed right here on the farm.
In Holliston, there is a Thanksgiving specialty that can be enjoyed 365 days a year.
I live in Franklin, so I have to drive a little bit to get here. It's well worth the drive.
Some call it a gobbler or the Thanksgiving special. But here at Outpost Farm, it's the number 2. The farm got its start in the 1950s by a local Holliston legend.
Charlie Nickerson just turned 100 in September, a character. His heart was on the land. I started working for him when I was, I think, 16 years old. 30 years ago, he retired. I took it over.
Turkey is the name of the game here, but Outpost Farm isn't just a place that sells turkey, it's a place that raises it.
A lot goes into it. So we'll get them a day old from Bob's Turkey Farm out of Lancaster.
Raising their own turkeys here matters because it means control, quality, and connection from the farm to the sandwich counter.
If you want to know what you're eating or who's growing your food, come here and you can talk right to the growers, right to the farmers.
See all the juice.
Ready to gobble till you wobble? The sandwich board is full of turkey delights, from turkey salad to smoked turkey, but the number 2, no matter the day, is the most popular. Thick slices of roasted turkey, homemade stuffing, tart cranberry sauce, and a side of gravy for dipping or dousing.
We have regulars, yes. They walk in, they don't even have to order. We know they want the number 2.
Every bite is familiar and comforting. A taste of the holiday minus the dishes.
All those flavors come together in one bite. Comfortable, cozy. It's just Thanksgiving in a nutshell.
And according to the folks at Outpost Farm, there's a trick to making that number 2 sandwich. The cranberry sauce should never, ever touch the bread because nobody wants a soggy sandwich.
I noticed that. It's a really important way to make a sandwich, I think. Back to Modern Butcher, in addition to their great sandwiches, and they are great sandwiches, they do offer classes as well on whole animal butchery. They bring people in, they cut down a piece of meat, and they explain to them what the different cuts are best to be used for. And so great food, great lessons, great shop.